Today on the channel we're going to make malted mini egg ice cream, which is something I had from an ice cream store in Calgary last year and this year. It's a go-to flavour. Super easy to make. Let's go and make it. Yeah, Made by Marcus have this flavour every year, I think, or it's really quite basic in ice cream. It's a malted ice cream base with mini egg pieces in it. But it's delicious, so let's just get on and make it. What are you going to need?
You are going to need 546 grams of milk, 616 grams of whipping cream, 170 grams of sugar, 60 grams of dextrose, 67 grams of skim milk powder, 2 grams of tarragon, 4 grams of lecithin, and finally 50 grams of dry malt extract.
We're going to heat this base up. We're going to use tarragon as our stabilizer. That's a huge amount of tarragon. We are also going to add lecithin, an emulsifier, because it just creates a creamier base. Because there's not a huge amount of flavor elements in this, we want this to be super smooth. So we're making a 1500 gram batch. So that's 2 Ninja Creami Deluxe, 3 standard Ninja Creamis, full 3 potential churns and smaller churn machines, whatever. 1500 gram batch. We're going to need 564 grams of milk. Into that, we are going to add 616 grams of whipping cream. Like that. 160 grams of sugar. It's 170 grams of sugar. And on top of that, we are going to add some dextrose. We're going to add in our stabilizer. We're going to need 60 grams of dextrose. We might as well add in our milk powder at the same time, which is 67 grams. It may or may not go in there. Getting our mini whisk. We've got our tiny scales. We're going to add 2 grams of tarragon, like that. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. And into that, we're going to add 4 grams of lecithin, like so. You don't need to use lecithin if you don't want to. You don't need to use a stabilizer if you don't want to. That is your choice. Into that mixture like that. Get all of that out there. Stir this together. This helps to break up any remaining lumps. Also distribute the stabilizer and emulsifier into the sugars, helps it dissolve. Like so, that's going into there. Start stirring this together. We have one final ingredient, and that is our dry malt extract. And we're going to use 50 grams of this. This is super dry powder, goes everywhere. There we go. This is dry malt extract. This is a medium concentration, so if you're into beer making, lager making, you'll know where to get that. If you're not into making that kind of thing, go to a beer making shop or wine making shop. Look on Amazon. You can buy this stuff everywhere. You can get liquid malt extract. There are some excellent liquid malt extracts back in the UK. They are essentially this, but with a very small amount of liquid added to it. It's heated up to make sure it's completely dissolved, and then that's your suspension. Malt is just a type of sugar. Interesting fact, back in like the 40s, 50s and 60s, malt was considered a healthy sugar. I mean, it still is, to be fair, because the way that your body processes malt is much, much faster, easier and quicker than, you know, table sugar. But there's no one on earth that's going to say this sugar is good for you. We're going to put in our dry malt powder slowly. As it's a thin powder, it goes everywhere. If you use liquid malt extract, then still use 50 grams of it. You're just adding a tiny, tiny bit of water into the base. It won't make a lot of difference. Interestingly enough, malt powder is basically made up, it's a natural sugar from hops and barley. It's made up of fructose, glucose, sucrose, maltose, something else. All these different types of sugar are naturally found in lots of ingredients. So these people that are, my God, I hate fructose. You'll sit there and eat a tablespoon of honey, which is like 50% fructose. Learn a bit more about stuff. Anyway, this is all combined. Now we need to get this on the heat. Tarragon needs to come up to 85 centigrade, 185 F, and we need to leave it there for about 5 minutes. That will help to dissolve this dry malt extract, and we can go on from there. I broke my other tripod when I was camping in the mountains, so until I get a new one, I'm not going to film that. I'm going to come back once it's up. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. 85C, 185F for 5 minutes, keep it there, and then you'll be good to go. See you in a minute. There we go, that's it. 85C, 185F, kept it there for 5 minutes, that's it. I can still see like 1 or 2 little lumps of that sunflower lecithin, so I will strain that out before we churn it. That is it. Where's the lid? That is now going to go in the refrigerator until tomorrow. I want that malt flavour to come through as much as possible. So, you know, what time is it now? It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's going to be probably 24 hours in the fridge. Once we've done that, we'll come back and churn it and get this ice cream finished.
So after the ice cream base is completely chilled down, you're going to take it out of the fridge and just give it a whisk together. Make sure it's all come together nicely to a nice homogeneous mix, and get this poured into your ice cream machine and get it churning. There are 2 different types of mini egg, the micro eggs, which are those on the left, and the normal size ones. We're going to use the micro mini eggs. Because of this size batch, we're going to use 3 packs of these, and that allows for me to eat the odd one here or there. As you can see, they're tiny. That one's gone. We're going to just break some of them up, so there are some smaller pieces as well as the whole micro eggs in there. And at the last stage of your churn, you're going to start to spoon these into your mix. It might look like there's a lot going in here, but trust me, it's the perfect amount. Anyway, once your churn is done, take it out and put it in your tubs as normal and get it in the freezer to harden off. The next day, I take it out and have a look, and it's got glorious smell, lovely taupey kind of colour to it, and it scoops perfectly, as you can see. Beautifully balanced recipe into our bowl. Look at that. That just makes your mouth water. I know it does me. Anyway, I can't wait to try this one, so let's get on and see what it tastes like.
Malted Mini Egg. Just to reiterate, the ice cream store in Calgary made by Marcus do this flavour every year, and it's always one that I've had it a couple of times and then I never end up getting it, but it's a delicious moustache twizzle. It's a delicious flavour. He's got some great flavours, but doing it at home, there's something a bit more about it. Let's see how this tastes. That is delicious. I'd say actually you could even go a bit more with the malt powder, the dry malt extract. It's like a medium kind of intensity flavour. It would probably benefit from a little bit more. So I'm going to say double the malt extract powder. If you use liquid malt extract, just double that. The chemical makeup of the chocolate micro eggs is perfect for ice cream. They don't go super hard, they don't break your teeth, they just, you can bite into them straight away. It's a perfect size add-in, to be fair. We've got a glorious kind of taupey colour. It's not white, it's not brown, it's somewhere in between. It's gentle, and the colouring used on the micro eggs starts to leach out into the ice cream. As you can see by the little spinny video, the liquid starts to dissolve the colouring on the outside shell of those micro eggs, and you get little pockets of colour, which is also fun. This is a great one to make, super easy, doesn't have to be micro eggs, use mini eggs. English mini eggs taste very different to Canadian mini eggs. I haven't had US mini eggs, but It's the chocolate. In North America, the amount of cocoa solids and cocoa butter that they use is very different to how English chocolate is made. And that is why you find English chocolate is better than North American chocolate. It's part of the legality of what they can class as chocolate. Their requirement for chocolate has a lower fat level, which means you don't get that super luxurious kind of taste that you do back in England. Europe is kind of scattered regarding chocolate. Belgium is synonymous with luxury chocolate. Swiss chocolate is incredible as well. Austrian, German, all of that part of the world make incredible chocolate. They are known for milk chocolate more than anything. How did I get onto a chocolate subject? It's totally up to you what you use. I use what I like, but mini eggs in ice cream is a great combination, especially these ones. Love this flavor. Do give this one a try. Autumn, fall kind of flavors, malt really brings out. If you're a beer, ale, lager drinker, you'll get touches of that because of the malt is used in the brewing process as well. So if you have a type of malt flavor that you like, then use that powder in your ice cream. You get the dark, light and medium kind of flavor notes. I wouldn't use the light because it just doesn't have enough flavor. Medium or dark. If you're using the liquid malt extract, it's predominantly dark that they're using that, as it's a byproduct of another manufacturing process. So give this one a try. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Next week, we're gonna do something different. Not ice cream. So, bye.